Good morning, everyone. Welcome to BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And we're here with Terry Johnson online, all the way from New York City. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva, is here virtually. So it should be a very interesting show. Uh, but we always like to get started with this day in tech history. Fran, are you ready?
I am. I am going to
Okay,
pull up a
we're going to
little.
pretend, Fran, like we're on radio, or
Okay,
that
cool.
this
That's
is a
I'll be
podcast.
radio.
Okay, you be podcast. Here we go. What's
Okay, so
happening?
all right. So let me get over here to. Oh, you can see me now,
Yes,
but
we can see you
that's.
now.
I wanted to get to the tech history window. Here it is. I'm probably disappearing again.
Yes, you
Yeah.
are.
Okay. Oh, we
Okay,
can
yeah,
hear.
yeah. You can hear. Let's just. I'm gonna do a story. Tetris. Anybody who played video games, Tetris was born June 6th, 1984. Um, and it was first released to the USSR, and it becomes one of the most popular puzzle games of all time. You
Mm-hmm.
know how it drops the little squares down or little pieces of puzzle, and you gotta try and get them lined up before it piles up on you. Anyway, so it was originally programmed for a Soviet-built Electronica 60 computer. It was soon ported to the IBM PC, where it spread quickly throughout Moscow and the rest of the USSR, eventually making its way to Hungary. From there, the game was discovered, and questionable attempts to license it for sale by various software companies were made. By 1989, half a dozen different companies claimed the rights to create and distribute Tetris software for home computers, game consoles, and handheld system. It was highly complex and drawn out legal battles, but it Tetris in various formats and countries. It had various formats around the world, and there is a movie I think Apple TV put out regarding this and how the royalties and things were to be worked out. So anyway,
Tetris is a really foundational game for gaming, and I think a
yeah,
lot of things that we do today are really based on that kind of framework and interaction with the participants.
right. Where something is falling or you're popping stuff. Yeah. Um, let's talk about that's Tetris. The Mac gets Intel inside. Now, if you don't know, Apple has its own silicon technology now inside, but back in 2005, Apple Steve Jobs announces that Macintosh computers will transition from PowerPC to Intel processors. And he demonstrated a Mac OS 10 running on a computer with an Intel Pentium 4 process. Everybody remember Intel? Okay. He revealed at the time, or Steve Jobs revealed at that time, that Apple had been secretly preparing for a possible transition to Intel for many years. Unbeknown to the public, for every version of Mac OS released, Apple actually had prepared a version running on an Intel processor. By making the transition to Intel, Apple paved the way for the reception of the Macintosh computer by making it more compatible with software for Microsoft Windows. And as I stated before, now they are, Apple has its own. uh, processors, like the M1, M2, M3. They have their own processors. All right. And then I'm going to do, anybody remember the Palm Pilot? Or anybody?
Yes, I
Okay.
remember that. Did I
Well,
have one? No,
Palm,
but I remember seeing them.
yes. Well, Palm Inc. releases the Palm Pre smartphone through Sprint in an attempt to regain market share after their Trio line of smartphones is dwarfed by the Apple's iPhone. Um, the Palm Web operating system. Uh, anyway, the received some praise from technical reviewers, but due to poor marketing and the rapid pace in which Apple dominates the new world of smartphone, Palm's series of phones and the web OS never really had a chance to gain a foothold. In about a year, Palm is purchased by HP for, you ready for this? $1.2 billion. And then 1 year later, just 2 months of abysmal sales of their touchpad tablets, HP halted production of all web OS based devices. Did I say 1.2 billion?
1.2 billion.
And just to
That
trash it.
that's amazing. And the fact that they didn't follow through afterwards.
Well, I mean, Apple has such a large market share. I guess they figured, what's the use? But then, see, that's corporate thinking too, right?
Right,
Because a
because
smaller
look how
company,
many androids there are.
well, okay, now Android is totally on Google's end
But
over
I'm just saying, as far as fearing the competition within the same type of um
space.
yeah.
Yeah, well, and but doesn't HP and some other people have that? IBM did that. HP has done that, where they spend billions on something and then scrap it. Oh, I don't know if TJ
They
is still
must be able to
listening.
write it off. I don't understand how
Oh,
you
they
can walk
did. They
away
wrote that all. A loss
from
like that, you do get the
yeah,
tax write off.
yeah,
So
because
I
that's
don't know if TJ is still there. Maybe she can comment on this. But
yeah,
this is like what is happening uh, with
I
it
muted
teaches with
myself.
us.
I'm
Twitter.
sorry. I was
With
talking. I was like, I muted myself.
Okay, this is like what happened with Twitter. It they buy it for billions to tank it, scrap it, whatever, and then take a write off.
Okay.
This is because HP spent 1.2 billion on this, knowing they probably wasn't going to do nothing with it.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
I was like, what? That
Mark
just
says, I want someone to spend billions on me and then scrap it as long as I get to keep the money.
and that's what they did with Twitter. Them people at Twitter was like, we'll take the
Oh, I don't
billions.
even want to talk about.
Hmm.
They
Yeah,
took the billions and just left. I'm like, thank you very much, and we're gone. I was like, wow.
exactly. Mark says, Dear Apple, write me off.
Well, that's what they do. They write off tons of stuff. All these corporations, all of them, not even just the ones we're talking about now. All of them.
It's just kind of weird.
But look. I mean, a little bit off topic, but look what the 45 has done all his business life, wrote stuff off, not pay people, and then pretended to be this genius business person when he's not, because he took advantage of tax loopholes in the tax laws, which needed to be reformed. They've been talking about reforming tax laws for years and they can't do it. So this is it.
Yep.
This is
All
why.
right. And so now, tech making news. I'm gonna jump over there real quick, and then I'm gonna let you all. I'm gonna drop a nugget and let y'all run with it. The CEO of the Grammy Awards is pushing for deep fake regulation.
What?
Yeah. So let me get to the story.
Okay.
Because I'm like, what? Okay, because something was happening. Um, okay, I'm gonna read this. They broke this story up into three places. I'm like, just give me the thing. How the CEO of the Grammy Awards is pushing for deep fake regulation. Um, okay, okay, that's got something to do with them. The track. Okay, let me just start here. Am I battling Ghost or AI? Kendrick Lamar asked at one point in Euphoria, part of his recent blistering rap beef with Drake. The rapper
Mm-hmm.
was responding to a previous diss track in which Drake used voice cloning to imitate the late Tupac Shakur, a snippet of which Senator Tom Tillis broadcast during a congressional hearing on the misuse of this kind of technology in April. The track is an example of just how quickly AI mimicry, both as a sanctioned tool and a deceptive tactic, have become pervasive in the music industry.
Mm-hmm.
Lamar has previously tapped deepfakes for a music video, for instance, and a copy of Drake's voice was used in an AI generated song that went viral last year. The issue is not just regulated to music. A recent dust up involving Scarlett Johansson and an open AI chatbot persona that bore suspicious resemblance to the actress's voice has highlighted how these thorny questions of ownership can get. So, um, as the CEO of the Recording Academy, Harvey Mason Jr., it he last year an update to the Grammy rule book stated that only human creators would be eligible for a Grammy award in 2024.
Okay.
Mason is also rallying musicians to
I remember
support
that.
state and federal legislation that aims to better protect artists from unauthorized AI recreations of their likeness or voice, including a bipartisan Senate proposal co sponsored by Tillis and corresponding effort in the House. So
Okay.
basically, they're trying to keep AI out of the music industry. That's going to be
Yes.
difficult, but
Mm-hmm.
I agree that the Grammy should be human only.
For for now. But look what's happening. And I always think about the story that Terralina brought about the news journalists being AI and they're reading the news. It's going to be all about. We're going to get to an inflection point where it doesn't matter what we see because we're on the other side of it now. Like that's wrong, and you're right, it's wrong. But it's going to equal equilibrium. We humans are creatures of habit. Once we get used to seeing something, it's not going to be novel, and we're going to get
No.
used to it. Happens with everything. And
So,
as long as and see, but there's a dangerous point here. It has to be information because we're in a disinformation, all that stuff right now, propaganda. But it's gonna have to be where the information has to be correct, like 100% correct. But we're not going to know that. Okay, like me talking now, that's me. But in a few years, this could be an AI version of me talking. And you know how you have 11 labs that you put the text in and it makes a voice. All of that is going to be normalized. It's going to take a long time. It's not next year, but it's going to be normalized. And this same thing is happening with the entertainment industry. Remember, they had the strike. We just had the strike, and they resolved some of it for now. But that is a big concern with the entertainment industry of AI taking their jobs, because there was a story I read yesterday. Somebody was saying that there's going to be movies are going to come out. It's going to be all AI. Some actor said it, and they got mad. And I'm like, but he's 100% correct. That's why Tyler Perry has stopped construction on expanding his physical sound stages, because he bought some big parcel of land in Georgia, and he built remember, he built all of these sound stages named
All
after
the stages,
circuses
yeah.
and that and that. He was going to expand that, and then
Mhm.
he's smart man. He saw this and was like, wait a minute, I'm not going to need physical location. I'm gonna need one sound stage. Think Star Trek and the holodeck.
Yep.
Mm.
That's where we want to go.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And
So,
somebody just said, some actor just said it, and I forgot who it was, and they went nuts. The SAG went nuts.
well, see, but they better get ready like the horse and buggy, because there's gonna be a
Mhm.
shift.
Yes.
Yes.
And okay, so I'm gonna do this final one, and I'm gonna let you all have it. It says,
Oh
"This
wait,
is
before you do that, it's Ashton Kutcher is the one that said it. It came out yesterday.
Okay.
wow."
He said you'll be able to render a whole movie using AI. The bar is going to have to go way up in Hollywood, and they're nuts. They're going nuts. But that's it. Ashton Kutcher.
What about all those people who do special effects? I know they are going crazy.
You're not
They
going to
put
Well,
need that. But
but you
it's
none
better
like
of them.
learn,
Fran
if you are
said,
in the special effects industry, you better learn how to
learn
prompt
AI.
that AI to do it.
How, yeah,
Right.
how to augment it even
Just
more.
just like Fran said about the horse and the buggy. What happened to horse and buggy? What happened to the whip makers? Remember, horse and buggy, you needed a whip, because that
Mhm.
what happened to all of those businesses?
That they learned how to do something else.
They
They should.
pivot. Yeah, you
They
had
might
to
want to switch to antennas, but go ahead.
go. No, I'm just saying that
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
pleasant, but there is
Mhm.
a seismic shift going on. I don't know why people can't feel it, or they're resisting it. That's what
They're
it is. They're
resisting it.
resisting it.
They're resisting it.
Putting their hand in the sand, covering their eyes, la 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 la. No, don't do that, because you're going to be horse and buggy.
Because even in the face of lawsuits, things are going to be happening while people are appealing. So it's going to continue. So people
Yeah.
just get ready, just make the
I
shift.
told I was in one of my discords of like last year when we were going through the chat GPT hype, and I said, if you know any young people that's trying to decide what industry to go in, legal, go to law school right now, and concentrate in AI and tech, because there's going to be millions of lawsuits. That we're already doing it now, because the book authors are suing
Yes.
OpenAI. This is suing the news. So I was like, you need to go to law school and concentrate on AI technology law,
Okay,
because
I'm
it's
gonna
going to be
do
new laws.
one more.
Okay, go
This
ahead.
final story, and this is from Tech Brew. It says, usually they write about the business of tech. Here they highlight the tech of tech, and it says, if your mother says she loves you, check it out. It should come as no surprise that as journalists, information literacy is kind of their jam at the Morning Brew. We do
Hmm.
their best to see truth, report facts, and confirm what people tell us. So imagine how absolutely, they said, gobsmacked they were by this Reuters report detailing how Newsbreak, an app they've never heard of, traffics in AI generated news stories, posting straight falsehoods, including a Christmas Day shooting in Bridgeton, New Jersey, that simply never occurred,
Oh my
and
God.
stories detailing incorrect times of food distribution at food banks. Um, and it says here, uh, it's never been a better time as a journalist, a citizen, or a human to fire up your skepticism radar.
Hmm.
There was, I think, MK Marcus Brownlee. They did something last Friday where they talked about a story that suggested that If your pizza didn't, if the pizza, the cheese kept sliding off the pizza, add a little glue to it. And it was a story that was in the Onion, which means it wasn't a real story. It
Right.
was just a fake story. But because AI picked it up,
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
and I was like, okay. Or it said that if you wanted to get more minerals in your diet, eat some
eat some
rocks.
rocks. I was just gonna say eat some rocks.
Wow.
Right. So, oh, and then it says, you've heard about the glue pizza and the alleged benefits of
Oh,
rock
sorry.
consumption, but the Associated Press lists another bizarre falsehood offered up by Google's new AI search overviews called moon sending
Moon
cats
cat.
to the moon.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Anyway,
Anyway.
so the AI has to be put in check, but you have to now, you the human have to recheck the stuff that pops out, right? You can't just be
Cut and paste. Don't cut and
just
paste.
no, you can't cut and paste. You can't even read it and then share it again. You know how people, okay, it was like when Facebook came out, people were sharing stuff like,
Mhm.
"Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
you can get paid if you
Yes.
share this to
Microsoft
somebody
is
is
going to
paying
give
a
you a
hundred
hundred.
dollars."
Microsoft, Bill Gates is going to give you $100 if you share this with 50
I
people. Remember
remember
that
that.
email?
Yeah.
Okay, come on, y'all.
They were sharing left and right.
And nobody was getting no checks.
This, I when I hear this, I think my mom saying that about having common sense.
Yes.
Common sense ain't common no more. Well, it's gonna have to come up somewhere because it's getting worse. With you're not going to know deep fakes. We're in an
Hmm.
election cycle. You're not going to know. I always reference that Pope picture. That thing caught me. I was like, wait a minute, what? The Pope is wearing a puff, but that's where it's going to be. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people that don't have discernment, they don't know how to
And they
process
don't use
reality.
tech
Easily led.
often. Yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
Um, the government has to do something. I always have said here that something was coming. There was going to be a joint venture between the government and private industry. I didn't know what it was. I was like something. It was AI. It was generative
Mhm.
AI, chat GPT. Now the government got to do their side of it as far as education and making sure that people know how to spot fakes, how to do this. There's going to be have to be training. Education system has to be overhauled also. Everything. Because you see
Right. And
Ashton
yeah,
Kutcher, the
yeah.
story that you had, it's hitting every industry. And it's a tidal wave. And there's
Yeah, so
people
that
that's going to believe it, what they see. But
But I think too that that is the objective that they want to achieve, where
yes,
people will
yes.
not trust any source of news.
Yeah, the
So
bad
that,
actors out there. We know
which
the
means,
countries. I'm not gonna name them. They're using it. That's what the whole TikTok thing is really is about. But it's already done and dusted. So, but that's what's going on. So
so
what
I'm
is the
going
fix?
I'm
Mhm.
I'm going to be in the background heading to my next destination, but I'm still here.
Okay.
okay, guys,
All right. So
Thank
and
you.
Dr. Tachi may not make it. She's on a
on this
shoot
On the
today.
on
shoe.
the shoot, yeah, today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
Yes. All righty, Didy. Wow. Well, I think
Can
I
I
just
before because I know you have to leave too, right?
yes,
Okay. So before, can do you have a minute?
yes, I have a
I
minute.
want to show the Ashton Kutcher just
Please.
real quick. I want to show
And
it
I'm
because it
going to
came out
defer to you
yesterday.
to make, and well, TJ, I'm going to defer to you so we make sure we get all your stories in. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. I just want to show this. This
Hmm.
is Variety, and it says at this came out yesterday.
Mm.
Ashton Kutcher says soon you'll be able to render a whole movie using AI. The bar is going to have to go way up in Hollywood, and he says that he has an early look at Sora, Sora, the new tool that's coming from OpenAI that lets them make movies
Mm.
from
Hmm.
AI prompts. I have a beta version of it and it's pretty amazing. He says you can generate any footage that you want. You can create good 10, 15-second videos that look very real. It still makes mistakes. It still doesn't quite understand physics, but if you look at the generation of this that existed 1 year ago as compared to Sora, it's leaps and bounds. In fact, there's footage in it that I would say you could easily use in a major motion picture or a television show. So, and then he was saying, why would you go out and shoot, have this whole budget and shoot a movie for millions of dollars? The
On
budget for a movie.
location, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, they got to go to locations. They got to do this, pay actors. All of that is going to be the holodeck reference, the holodeck on Star Trek. What do they do on the holodeck in Star Trek? It's a green, it's a white deck thing, and they
Like a
get on
green
it.
screen almost.
Yeah, and they get on it and they say, what do they say? Computer, da, 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 da. Isn't that AI?
Absolutely. And it's just, video tech. It's green screens and AI.
So he says, I didn't have to hire a CGI department to do it. In 5 minutes, rendered a video of a marathon runner running across the desert being chased by a sandstorm, and it looks exactly that. So he goes, this is, let me put it in the chat for whoever wants it. But I didn't even read the whole thing. I just heard that, oh, Hollywood got upset with him, and whose side are you on? What about the actors and the crew and the set and
What?
the this?
What do you mean? Whose side is he on? He's just reporting
These
the
Ashton
truth.
Kutcher is known in Hollywood as the tech forerunner. He's been like that for a long time. He's invested in tech and Twitter early on. He's like he sounds the bell. That's not nothing new. So him saying this and they getting mad, I'm like, first of all, you're putting your head in the sand.
Exactly.
Don't do that. You're gonna get run over. So
Somebody move the cheese, people.
so if you're in Hollywood, get to it. Start learning how to make a movie and then teach people how to do it. That's where the money is. And then let them make the product. So content, that's what I always say, content gonna run this world. This creator economy is the
Amazing.
gas in the car is content.
I
That's all I'm gonna
love
say.
this because this cuts through all my tech issues. You mean I can
You
go to Sora, or how do you pronounce it? And
Sora.
Sora, and
Hmm.
create movies for people and create movies for my customers. I'm excited because
For
now I know
business owners, this is the greatest time ever because your budget is tight. You don't have to learn. You can, just familiarize yourself. That's what we're doing here. Like I'm telling you, you don't have to know the tech behind it. A lot of people want to know, well, how does the car engine work and who put it together? I don't care. I just want to get in the car and go to A to B.
exactly.
I don't care. 4-cylinder, 8-cylinder. I'm like, I don't care about that. Does the car turn when I put the key or press the button or whatever? Does the engine start? Is
And
there
does the
gas?
car
Can I
take me
go?
where I want to go? Yep.
I want to go to the beach. Does this car take? I don't really care about yeah. How do I? It gets me there.
Yeah.
But there are people that care about those kind of things, and
Well,
I'm
I don't
just
care
saying there's
about
a seismic
trying to
shift.
know what's under the engine. I'm with you, TJ. Just
There's a seismic shift. We're in a point now where you used to have to know coding to write an app. You don't do that anymore.
this is phenomenal. I'm excited.
I
I'm
am too. I am very excited because the door is wide open. Only thing is your limit. Only limitation is your imagination and your creativity. You don't. This
not
is
to mention I can do this from home.
Listen, I said I'm making AI images. I use Firefly, I use Midjourney. All I gotta do is think of it and then how do I describe it in text? And I get it. And I don't have to take a paintbrush, even though I like art and I like creating art with paint and a brush. But a lot of people are limited by, okay, I can't do that.
That's
But with
not my
text,
gift. Yeah.
I did something today. I was making logos the other day. I was like, make it this, make it this, make it this, change that, make it colorful, make it black. I'm just going crazy with the thing. But that's just me. Cause I'm like, listen, I don't have to hire a designer. That puts the designers out of work, the ones that don't learn the tool and say, I can do it for you. Because some people aren't going to even want to think of something and write the text.
That's
They're going
true.
to want somebody to do that. Why? Because then I don't have to do it. I can focus my time on something else. So that's what it's about, time saving. But it's very exciting, and I know people are upset, but I'm sorry. The
People are
horse and
always
buggy people,
upset with change.
the
They
horse
gotta
and buggy people are upset. The
they got
cashiers are upset. Any kind of manual, there'll always be jobs like we'll need construction workers until they get the robots to build the buildings, which is a long way
and
away.
then we'll need people to fix the robots.
They'll
Come
need
on.
somebody to fix the
It's
robot,
just like
supervise.
yeah,
Mhm.
just like when we became industrialized, we needed people to fix that machinery. It's just a different form of machinery, people. Come on.
Yes, because remember when Fran was doing the story about the chips, humans had to make the chips, and then the pieces got so small for our hands, they had to build the robots do all of that stuff now. But this is the greatest time. You have to use your imagination, creativity, and create what you want to create. The world you want to create. It's doable. But some people are
Yes,
going to be
yes.
mad and not see their way forward. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm trying to make you feel
That's all
comfortable.
part of the grieving process, right? Mad,
I'm
sad,
trying to make y'all
glad.
feel comfortable about it, but you know, so. And then I got a story about OpenAI and the bad part of this. So
Okay,
we'll
so
get into
let's
it.
get this party started.
Okay, so you hanging. So when you gotta leave, just leave.
Oh no, we're
I'll be
good.
good.
Go ahead.
Okay, so before, well, yeah, let me get into the open AI since we're talking about it. So open AI insiders have an open letter warning of serious risks and calls for whistleblower protections. A group of open AI insiders are demanding that artificial intelligence companies be far more transparent about AI's risks and protect employees who voice concern about the technology they're building. So they're also calling for AI companies to have a culture of open criticism that welcomes rather than punishes. Now, all of this came out from the OpenAI debacle in November, where the CEO Sam Altman was kicked out. Microsoft picked them up, and then the employees wrote this letter saying we're all quitting if you don't bring back Sam Altman. And then the board got fired. There was a whole big pushback. So what they're saying is that what was really behind that, they're saying that that they are not on top of the risks, like like they're not concerned about the risks, like they're saying manipulation to a loss of control potentially result in human extinction, and they should be doing more to educate the public about risks and protective measures. So they're saying that they don't believe AI companies will share critical information about the technology voluntarily. So it's the two-side thing. You got the side that are like, okay, we need to slow down. Remember that everybody signed the letter saying stop
Yeah.
AI, and there was the other
When they
side
were
like no.
when
So
they were striking, you mean? Yeah, during the strike. Yeah.
there's a whole section, and I forgot. I got really deep into tech world where there's a group called themselves E/CCs or something. They're the people that want to go fast and break things and fix it. They want to break it and then somebody clean it up later. Then there's the other side that has a name I can't remember. They're with these employees. They want to stop and slow down and make sure everything is safe before. But here's the key. With AI, it's the unknown. So how are we going to know the which path is safe? Because it's like it's like a fork in the road. There's a dark forest ahead, and there's two paths. Which one do we take? There's no light. So there's danger, right? Because we can't see it. But you got to take a path. So which one? That's kind of like where I feel it is now. It's like we don't know what's going to happen. So you have to go. You want to go to grandma's house, two paths, no lights, dark, and one of them got a wolf. You got to take one and then go, okay, when we're on the path, we'll deal with whatever the thing, maybe it'll be safe. And this is the one without the wolf. but maybe we on the path with the wolf,
Are,
and then we
are
gotta
we
deal.
prepared? Yeah, are we
Yeah, but
prepared?
you can't prepare for something you cannot prepare for something that's unknown and you can't see. Is my point. That's where we
Yeah.
are with AI. They want this group want 100% safety. The other group is like, we got to move forward. We will we will fix it and trust that everything will be able to fix it as human beings. Because there's this whole thing about um AI is gonna destroy humans. Like they're gonna kill us. That's not gonna happen. That's a fear, but that's not gonna happen. But there's gonna be things that are scary to us as humans. Do you remember that movie, Space Odyssey? Is it Space Odyssey 2001? I remember watching as a kid. It was the one with the
What happened?
computer, and he was in the astronaut was in space, and he said, "Open the bomb." Something about open the bomb bay doors. How? And the computer wouldn't do what he wanted it to do. I gotta go watch it. It's Stanley Kubrick's movie, and when
Uh-huh.
I think it came out in the 70s or something. And when it came out, it blew everybody's mind because the computer took over and the ending was very ambiguous and
Oh,
we never knew if the guy died or not.
oh
I have to
no.
go back and watch it. It's called, I think it's called Space. Let me look it up real quick. Space Odyssey?
Now see that is frightening. Um, to think that the computer would take over. But the deal is, can't you just
Eh,
unplug the computer or stop the computer?
Here it is. It's 2001 A Space
Mhm.
Odyssey. That's what it's called. And I just remember because I mean it came out in 1968. I didn't see it. I saw it later. But there was the end, it was about the computer taking over, and it was really like really advanced for 1968 as far as technology. But people kind of have that fear of the computer is going to take over me
Mhm, mhm.
as humans. But I mean, it's a valid fear, cause and why? It's because of the unknown. So we're in the unknown part,
And
people.
also, as we train AI to be more emotional,
Mhm.
which we had a story about that the other week.
Mhm.
Them training it to have different voices because right now some of it's pretty stiff, and you can tell when a commercial is AI generated because of the cadence of the language. But as
Mhm.
it learns more about how to express emotions, I can see where it's going to be more and more difficult.
Yes.
However, as we build this thing, somewhere in there are some safeguards. There's got to be. I mean, if we just shut down the tower,
See, that's the thing. How safe can you be in a new industry? Think about when, like we talked about the horse and the buggy to the automobile. When Ford created a Model T and stuff, there was lots of accidents, lots of things happening because they didn't know what they were doing. Same thing with the space.
and there
When
were
we went
no
to the
traffic
space, the
lights,
NASA thing. Hmm.
no stop signs, no guardrails,
It
right?
was new, and no one had done this before. So where would the safety be? The safety comes from the doing of it and the
Mhm.
learning of, okay, we can't do that because this will happen.
Or we
That's
need
how
a
we got seatbelts.
regulation for this or a regulation
Yeah,
for that.
and then the regulations come from the things that happen. So that's why we now have crash test dummies in the cars. We have. I remember a time when it wasn't the law to wear a seatbelt.
Were there seatbelts in cars?
There were seatbelts, but you didn't have to wear them. There was no law. I remember as a kid, like there was a big pushback against the seatbelts. Like, man, the seatbelts, you have to wear them because they will write you a ticket. It wasn't like that. It was like you could just get in the car and do whatever you want, and then they figured out, oh, car accident, you fly out of the car. But if you put the seatbelt on, you stay in the car, and there's less
I
chance of you.
car seats. I remember people holding babies in lap.
Yes, not we had the car, and it's all because the car accidents, and then they figured out, oh, well, people get ejected from the car because of physics. It's physics. You're not tired of something, energy, poop, you're out. So they figured out, like you said, the baby seats. But all that stuff is law now because there was a time when it had to be discovered. So I don't know. I mean, it just I'm
So
not
you
saying I'm
saying
like
we're just we're in
100%.
a time.
I'm
You
not
say,
saying like I don't have. I'm like, okay, like this sounds kind of crazy. It sounds kind of scary. But then I said, okay, wait a minute. Somebody's gonna be the voice of reason. Some
mhm.
smart people out there are gonna figure out. Whoa, wait a minute.
We
Let's
need
put.
something.
We
Yes.
need to say. We need the seatbelt law. But
Hmm.
I mean, okay, but it's a conundrum. It's a thing that's gonna happen. Like I said, if you're, if you have a young person that's trying to figure out what to do with their life and they go into college, what law, law, everything's gonna go back to law, seatbelts. Okay, so let's get back to oh, so I have something from Substack. Substack is bringing video to its chat feature. So Substack is, the platform that you make your newsletters and you get your following and you write your stories and people subscribe. It can be free or paid, and they have an app. Excuse me. And they've been adding social media things to it like chat and DMs and all of this stuff. So now they're adding the ability for writers to send videos to the subscribers via chat, and they're saying this is so yeah, so they added something called notes the other day, a few weeks ago. They've been adding a lot of features that put it in competition with stuff like X and Instagram and YouTube. So now this is their YouTube feature. So they're saying that this is going to allow newsletter creators to communicate directly with loyal followers as well as share exclusive news or sneak peeks within their communities. So they're going to do that, and so they're saying you just you create a new chat, click on the plus icon, select video, then you can upload media from your phone or record a video with the phone. There's a limit. The videos can only be 5 minutes long. Substack also provides the option to add a caption, put the video behind a paywall, and email subscribers about the video. Subscribers will also get a push notification sent to their mobile phones. So this is all in Substack, and they are saying also that writers who allow subscribers to start their own chat threads will now also be able to share their own videos, and the company will soon add the ability for subscribers to send video replies. So
I
that's
like
Substack.
this. I think I like this because now I can send a video message to everybody that's a subscriber, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, without having to go to another app to do it.
Yes, yes. Substack is slowly becoming.
That's good. Hmm.
It's a private community. You can have free stuff, paid stuff. The free can lead people to the paid. Now they have the notes feature, they have a chat feature, they have you can post things, you can have, it can be a website, it can be a lot of things. I'm starting to look at Substack more and more. So now this video feature is like, okay, now they're doing a YouTube thing where you can put videos in there. And it's you think you have to be a writer, but you don't, because I saw the part where I looked at it on desktop. It looks like a website, like you making a website and you write a blog post, and it shows up, and you can put podcast links in there. You can put your podcast right in it, all kind of things. So Substack is turning into, like, instead of you going to WordPress or Wix or Squarespace, start with Substack, and then you get people in there, and then you start giving them all little things. So I'm starting to love it. I'm looking at it more and more, trying to decide, okay, how do I want to how to use it, because I saw the desktop version. I was like, oh, this looks like a website. It's
It,
the
it
layout and everything.
it is very easy, user friendly. You
Mm-hmm.
can set up your and it looks aesthetically pleasing,
Mm-hmm.
and you have your community. I think this will supersede Heartbeat, or what was the other thing? Circle.
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 Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I think it'll supersede Circle because you can connect with all of your people via email. Now
Yes.
you can talk to them via a little video snippet, and it doesn't have to video with your face. You can do just a voice message to them kind of, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
hey
so I'm
everybody, get ready for whatever, and we'll check it out later, and it goes to everybody at once.
yes, and I love the app on the phone. You go into it, it sends you, it sends you the notification. You go into it, you read it. There's all, it's great. It's great. So it's starting to be that, like, they started out with a newsletter, then they added this, then they added that, then they added that. So it's check it out. Check it out. All right, I was trying to find a real quick example. Let me see. I think I can. I'm trying to log in, but then it's asking me for this. Oh, there it is.
Well, BizChicks, we have a Substack, so
Okay, I don't like that. All right, I'm not gonna show it. I'm getting into all the stuff that's there. So let me not get in that. But that's what's going on with Substack. They're adding video chat feature, video to the chat feature. So another note about Substack. So if you think about Instagram, like Instagram is adding stuff too, like they have the broadcast channel. So if you've seen a broadcast channel in Instagram, think Substack is the opposite of that. Like they started with the broadcast channel and then they started adding things. And Instagram started out as showing pictures and then it started adding stories and notes and little features and stuff. But Instagram, their thing is clunky. It's not as pleasing or smooth as Substack is. Like Substack is like Patreon, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. It's like all rolled into a newsletter. Like if you had MailChimp, you don't have to do MailChimp, you do the Substack. And it's
mhm.
all mixed up into one.
It's easy. You no
Mhm.
longer have all these pieces that you're trying to do.
Right. And you
You
send
just go
people to the
one place.
Substack. If you want to have a website, if you want to have a link in bio or a website and you say, oh, I'm going to go on Instagram and Facebook and have them go to my link, it could be the Substack. Because when they go to it, it's going to look like a website. And you put what you want on the page. Then there's a free part and there's a paid part. So you can have the free part, like they get this story for free. But if you want to read more about this, or I have another story about blah, 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 there's a link that says you get them to sign up to your subscription. And it can be whatever you want, the subscription. I think the minimum, is it 99? Is it $1? Is it 99
You
cents
and
or?
you get to determine the amount
Okay.
of the subscription. So
Right.
if you go to bizchicks.net, it takes you to Substack.
All right. Hold on. Let me go now. Because I'm loving it. I signed up for something and I did something, and I was like, wait a minute, this looks like okay. So let me bring it in. I have the page.
So if you go to
Yeah,
bizchicks.net, it'll
that's what
say
I'm doing.
welcome to BizChicks, join now. And
Yeah,
when you
this
click, okay, so go down why BizChicks, blah, blah, blah. When you hit the join now, it takes you to Substack.
this
Join the BizChicks community.
that's the subscribe page, and then once you subscribe, and then see I'll go to, like, if you go here to none, but you want to do, oh, it's not clicking, but you can do the monthly or the annually, and then it takes you into the site, and
Right,
it'll
and
be
it
like a
should be
website.
free.
Yeah, I'm trying to click on it. It's not doing anything. It
It
could
should
be
be
me.
free.
Could be me. Because sometimes when I'm clicking on stuff, it doesn't click for me. All right.
That
But
should
once
be
you
a
do
free.
that, yeah, it's not.
It's
It could be
it's
me. It could be me.
and I'll check it too. So
Yeah.
I will double check it and make sure it's working properly. But I was like, okay. So we
Yeah.
have the
See how
landing place.
yeah. See, join BizChicks. Join BizChicks. It goes there.
Yep.
Love it. So look at Substack. If you decide and like, I need a website, I need this, I need that, I need a link in bio. No, you might want to look at the Substack, which is coming along. Journalists and writers who have, like, if they were writers for New York Times or whatever, and they were let go or don't whatever, they all went to Substack to start a newsletter. and they told their people on X, or they told their people wherever, I'm on, you followed me on the New York Times, whatever, I'm now on Substack. And there's a link, and then you go over there, and like you said, there's a link, and you can pay or you get the free option. It's great. I'm looking at it more. Looking at it more and more.
Oh,
Okay, so that's Substack. Let's see. I have a few more. Oh, let me throw Apple in there. Apple might reveal a new password app next week because they have their WWDC on June 10th. And they're saying that Apple's plan to introduce this is Bloomberg, from Bloomberg, a report from Bloomberg. Apple is planning to introduce a new app called Passwords to help users manage their login information. So they already let you say passwords across, all your devices. That's an option that's not going to go away. They're using iCloud Keychain, but this new app will work the same way. It would sync with iCloud Keychain, but with login separated into different categories, and then it just makes it easier for finding. And they're saying that this is going to probably make its debut in iOS 18 and Mac OS 15, iPad OS 18. Um, so it's going to be similar to password managers such as LastPass and One Password. So I love that. If they're going to take on LastPass, I'm there. I mean, I'm already there with it, but I'm saying on the desktop. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I would bring everything over to that.
Right, because that is so much
I
better
would
than
say.
every time you go in, you got to create a new password, and you're like, "Oh my God, what is it gonna be?" And
Right. Because when you do stuff on your devices, it already pops, it'll pop up saying use a strong password and gives you a suggestion. And then it puts that in the keychain. But what I'm saying is when they come out with this, I'm dropping LastPass. Boop, bye bye. Like completely. I
yep,
don't need to. So
because see,
that's
I
the thing.
I dropped LastPass. I use my keychain
Mm-hmm.
for everything. I
Okay.
don't have to remember nothing when I go over there. I look at the little lock,
Right.
tap it, and I can use either my face recognition or my
Mm-hmm.
finger, depending on what device I am, and it
Yeah.
will populate the password, and I'm in.
There you go. So when this comes out, I'm running over. And hopefully they will have a one button integrate LastPass. Yes, please. Bloop. And I'm done. And I'm out. Okay, so that's one of the things. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of other things next week on WWDC. That's just the one that I was like, okay, this is app based, so we'll talk about that. Now TikTok is testing Snapchat like streaks. Now we talked about this already. It was in the DMs. The TikTok streak is gonna be in the DMs. Now they're just going to put it in the whole app. TikTok confirmed that it's testing streaks that are similar to what people see on Snapchat. They didn't provide any kind of details. They're experimenting with the streaks feature in limited markets and select users. Now, what is a streak? Because if you don't know what it is, I'm going to tell you. You have to DM someone for more than 3 days in a row. Once you do that, you get a streak badge displayed on the chat along with the number of streak days. A
Hmm.
streak ends when neither person sends messages in a chat within 24 hours of the last message. TikTok will nudge you when the streak is about to end. Now, with Snapchat streaks are a status symbol among friends to prove how close you are to a person and how often you interact with them. So
Hmm.
TikTok is stealing. Yeah, I'm saying it. They are stealing something from Snapchat. So everybody's stealing from Snapchat. Remember the stories? The
Yes.
stories and
The
Instagram.
little circles and all of that. Yeah.
Oh, they stole it. Okay.
Wow.
Now, speaking of that, hold on. I have something I wanted to show real quick
Well,
about
they say
Snapchat.
imitation is the highest form of flattery.
Okay, I'm trying to get my YouTube because I wanted to, YouTube, not YouTube. Snapchat has they have a new ad campaign. Oh, here we go. And I want to show it. I hope it doesn't play. Oh, okay, there we go. Let me see. Let me bring it up for you. So I thought it was cute, and it kind of explains the Snapchat mentality. And why do we need to know that? Is because everybody's copying Snapchat. Why? Because the Snapchat. Who loves Snapchat?
Well, I don't really use it like I did when it first came out. So my grandson, who is 17, is all about Snapchat.
So 24 and under.
Hmm.
That is who use and love Snapchat. Now let me bring this up. I want to
Do you
make
think the
sure I.
most important feature? I should ask him what he finds to be the most important feature. I think it's the fact that the messages disappear.
It's a lot of things.
Mm.
It's a great option, but it is youth oriented. Now let me see how I can bring this up to. Okay, I want to get rid of that. All right. So can we see that? I'm going to start it.
Absolutely, that's a good
So
view.
this is YouTube videos and Snapchat, less likes, more love.
Now we can't hear it, but
Okay, hold on. All right. I don't know why you can't hear it.
you have to turn the sound on the YouTube video also.
Okay, it's on.
Okay, well, let's mute ourselves and see if that helps. It should
Hold on.
automatically mute us, though.
Let me see. Let me take it off. Okay, what's that? Did I do that?
Did you do what?
Oh, that's you. That's your
Yeah,
thing.
I had it on full screen for me.
Okay. Let me see if I can bring it back. Okay, add the stage.
Okay, there we go.
Now, let's hold
Play
on. I gotta
video.
go to the window. Yeah. Can you hear it?
No, but we can see it.
All right. I don't know why you can't hear it. That's just real weird.
It is strange, isn't it?
It's not muted for me. And you should be able to hear it through my speakers.
How strange, because my speaker is open.
Hold on. Let me take it off. Let me try it again. Let me try to bring it up again. That's weird.
But I could see all of the little
It says
icons.
also share tab audio.
Let me
Oh, I see why. Hold on.
let me
So let
stop
me go to the tab.
sharing. Now try it.
Let me I
I
know
took
why.
mine out of the queue.
No, it was a tab. I shared a window instead of a tab. That's
Oh,
why.
okay.
Okay, let me go back. I just want to make sure that this one is okay. All right, so here we go. Now I have to back it up.
Sure.
Which tab is it? See, this is why I have so many tabs. I shouldn't have so many tabs open. All right, so it's called Snapchat. Less likes, more love.
The more
Okay.
love you give, I love you.
We can hear it.
You can hear it?
Yes.
Can you hear it? Okay.
The more love we feel, the more love we feel, the more heart stickers we stick.
I love you. I love you too.
The more heart stickers we stick, the more rainbows we puke.
I love you. I love you.
The more rainbows we puke, the more hard candies we embody. The more hard candies we embody, the more grandmas we charm. The more grandmas we charm, the more cat owls we meow hoot. The more cat owls we meow hoot, the more oranges we anthropomorphize. I love you.
I love you.
The more oranges we anthropomorphize, the more deer we become.
I love you.
The more deer we become, the more friends we find. The more friends we find, the more our friends find us. The more our friends find us, the more love we feel. The more love we feel, the more love we give.
I just thought that was like so cute. But I see the confusion on you're muted, Terlina. I can see the confusion. You're muted.
I know. I was like, okay, the more deers we find, I see people with antlers, the more grandmas we charm. I see candy coming.
When I saw your face, hold on, let me because mine is still playing. That's why I showed it because you want to understand Snapchat. You
Yes.
want to understand Snapchat? You got to understand that video. Do you understand that video?
No.
See, because
I,
it's not for us.
I need a translation. I'm like, okay.
Okay, so yeah, so
It
you're
was
gonna
so
have to ask.
literal. Every
Hmm?
time you said something like a deer or
Did you see the
candy.
weird things? Okay, the orange with the mouth talking. There's lots of Gen Z things in there. Like
Okay.
my daughter, young a while back, she would watch something called Angry. I think it was called Angry Orange. Somebody took an
Oh,
orange and put the mouth on it and the eyes, and they did all kind of skits and shows with it. And
okay.
the orange had friends, and then the fruit, and would go in the fridge, and all the animals, all the fruits would talk. It was like a whole story. And I'm like, what the heck is that thing? So that's what the orange was about. Angry, I think it was
Okay.
about Angry Orange.
And so if you didn't watch Angry Orange, so like Angry
Well,
Bird,
they did. They did.
yeah, they knew.
This is
But
all stuff for them. And then the furries, they have a thing about they call them furries or something, that they like to wear costumes. They like to wear furry animal costumes.
do you remember Furbies?
I think so.
Well, I guess when they were growing up, they probably had Furbies.
But see, this is Gen Z's mind at work. They love Snapchat. Snapchat has a public face, a private face, DMs. Like I think I said last week, passing notes in class. Remember that? You would write a
Yes.
note on a piece of paper, the teacher turned their back, and you throw it at your
And this is all
after lunch, and during lunch, we're gonna do this, and after school. All of that takes place.
on,
Hanging out in the mall, all the teen stuff happens in Snapchat.
and so here's the deal, like it's so adolescent oriented. Remember, we always change the slang. If we thought our parents knew what we were talking about, we'd
That's it.
switch it
What
up.
you just said, they don't want their parents. That's why they have a Finsta. The parent says, "Let me see your Instagram," and the kid
Mhm.
says, "Okay, follow me on Instagram," because they got a Finsta, a fake Instagram, where they really go over there and they really say what they want to do and be who they want, because they don't want the parents or grandma or guardians or whoever looking at what they are talking about. And most of the time, it is innocent. Now, we're not talking about you, because there's a lot. I think I read something the other day about somebody enticing a 14-year-old girl on Snapchat. See, there's a thing where I always say you have to teach a kid to be discernment, not just social media, just life, because they're going to have to go out and do things without you. They're going to be 13, 14, whatever. They need to learn it before then. How do I think for myself? When I'm presented with a scenario, you can ask them, and they'll play along for a while, and they'll be like, "I don't want to do this anymore." A kid will, you notice, a kid will tell you in a minute, I'm out, I'm done. But try to get them in that little bit where you say, "Hey, what would you do if a stranger came up to you and offered you candy? Or what would you do if you're at the park and somebody says, 'Hey, kid, I got a puppy, come over here.'" You do that when they're young to get them to think about because right from wrong as an adult. You know all the dangers. They don't. They have to learn it. So if you're not teaching them that now, 8, 5, you can start as young as 3, 4, 5. If you just have to talk to them in age appropriate language, and you don't want to scare them. You just, hey, just I was reading a story about, because that's what I'll do with my daughter now. I'll just go, "Hey, what do you think about the Gaza stuff?" And we'll talk about it. But I wouldn't do that with a 6-year-old. I would talk about something else. But see, there's the thing about social media being bad. This is their world. So you got to teach them how to navigate the world. Just like, I was allowed to go to the corner store and get milk at a certain age.
Yes.
And back in the day, but it's different now. You're not letting your kid go, or you're like, "Okay, FaceTime me the whole way."
Exactly.
I'm
Exactly.
doing that. Turn on FaceTime and turn the camera. I want to see everybody that
Because
comes.
I actually worked at the corner store. I mean, and I walked back and forth to the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in elementary school.
Yes.
I think
You
I
can't
was
do
like
those
10
kind of
or
things
11.
but you have technology. I make them turn. I said I got the Life 360. I'm like, which way are you walking? I'm like, turn on the FaceTime. It's just that's just how I am.
But
But
it was a different day and time. It was
mhm,
a time when people sat on their porches. They watched other people's children.
the
We
kids
looked out
played
for each
on them.
other.
They rode their bikes all the way over there. All and you were like, where are the kids? Now, I don't know.
I
Just be
remember
back
my
before
mother
dark.
actually putting us on the streetcar with the
Mhm.
all-day pass. There'd be a group of
Mhm.
us, and we were
Mhm.
young. And she
Mhm.
said, "Y'all stay together and learn how to ride the streetcar."
Right. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And we did. We stayed together and we
Yes,
learned
ma'am.
where it stops and all of that
But see,
stuff.
that's the thing. How does your child learn to navigate the world with all the bad things and the boogeyman and what they have to go out and venture out and you gotta trust and pray, but teach
Absolutely.
them, hey, we're going to this or you're going to that. What are you gonna do if somebody asks and mommy and daddy is not around? You know? You want to play those games with them in an age appropriate way to when they get to Snapchat at 13 or whatever, they're not going to be sucked in by the older person pretending to be another teen to get them to meet up. You see, you're giving them the device and
Mhm.
not saying, okay, let's talk about this from, and you don't gotta talk their ear off because they'll be like, they'll, wah, 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 Charlie Brown, the teacher, wah, wah. That's what
Yep.
they'll do. So do a little bit and let it go. But a
You
lot of
don't want them
parents
to
aren't
tune
doing
out.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of parents aren't doing that. And then, so we're in this spot where social media is bad. It's a screwdriver, good or bad. It depends on the hands. All right, so that's what's going on with TikTok. And I thought you would get a kick out of that video.
I was
I
like,
said,
what is going on here?
yeah,
Okay.
that's you want to look in the 13-year-old's mind. That was it. Okay, so let's talk about Instagram. Instagram is has a test of unskippable ads. Now, Fran and I talked about this on Tuesday. What is an unskippable ad on Instagram? What happens when you go to YouTube right now?
You
There's an
have to,
ad.
you can either wait
Hmm.
and you have to watch a certain number of seconds of the ad before you can skip. Or in
Hmm.
some cases, you have to watch the whole ad.
That's what Instagram is doing.
So we're
That's
going
what
to
they're doing.
commercial television.
They are putting ads in that you cannot skip.
Hmm.
You have to watch. That's
Hmm.
YouTube. This is making a lot of people angry. They said
Really?
that, yeah, they're saying that this is not the move. People are threatening to close Instagram if they came across ad breaks like this. Other people said they're going to stop using the app entirely. They're going to delete the app. People are questioning whether this decision was driven by a need to increase engagement on ads at the expense of the consumer experiment. Instagram declined to say where in the Instagram app the ad breaks show and whether the company was testing the feature globally. Right now, it's just a test, and they're not
Mhm.
saying anything about it. But the initial reaction is no, a hard
Well,
no.
nobody, there's always going to be a group that drops out when you make a change. But the truth of the matter is that that small portion is not going to keep you from being successful.
Instagram doesn't care because
You
they
got
said that about Facebook when we talked about the Cambridge Analytica way back.
exactly.
Oh, I'm deleting my Facebook and they all say that they're not. Now, there will be some people unhappy. Yes, they will be unhappy. Instagram's gonna do what Instagram's gonna do because they're like, listen, we see how it works on YouTube. YouTube has now, like, you could have a air ad blocker on the desktop that block the ads. They're broken that. Like YouTube says, if you do that, we're gonna do this. So trying to get around the ad is gonna be very difficult. So
Mhm.
um this is
Just pop some
what it is.
popcorn, people.
This is what it is. Instagram is also testing trial reels that don't display to your followers. You
What?
make a reel, it doesn't. Let's get into that. So they're testing a way for creators to experiment with reels without committing to having them displayed on their profiles. You can make the reel but it
Mhm.
doesn't get displayed. Okay, so it gives creators a way to explore different types of content or be more creative by publishing reels that don't appear to their followers. After posting a reel using this feature, Instagram will share insights about the reel's performance with the creator, including things like plays, likes, comments, and shares. Based on those insights, the creator could then choose to share their reel with their followers, or they can archive it. It's a testing feature. It's called the sandbox. Um, so there's a lot of people that they know they need to make reels. They're hesitant to make reels. They don't want to be on camera. All of the video things about not making video.
Okay.
So Instagram wants you to make reels. Instagram wants you to make content. So they're removing the fear from it. This is one way they're testing it. You make the reel. No one sees it. But Instagram will have a sandbox area where they put it, and they will tell you, oh, this reel, if you post it, it will get this amount of engagement, this many
Mhm.
likes, this many shares. So they will let you know in this little sandbox over here, and then you will feel comfortable about putting it on your public profile for exposure to everybody. Do you get it?
Yes.
That's what
Okay.
it is. This is A/B testing. This is, let me play around with reels.
Uh-huh.
Let me see what kind of content I want to make in reels without the fear of somebody commenting negatively or not liking it or getting 0 likes or all of those things. So Instagram
Mhm.
says, hey, go over here and play on the sandbox. Just us looking.
So
And
it's
we
just like a
close
lab.
our eyes. We're gonna close our eyes and let you make your reel. And then when you put it in the sandbox, when you hit publish on the sandbox, we're going to show you the analytics. Will
Okay.
that make you happy? Yes, I feel much better. And then, like I said, you can either publish it or archive it.
Okay. So it's a
Why?
lab.
Why? The more you're in Instagram, the happier Instagram is.
Mm-hmm.
When you
Yeah.
leave Instagram, they're unhappy. Why? They can't make any money off of you.
Mm-hmm.
You're not
And
there to
plus,
make money.
it gives people an opportunity to self-learn, to self-train
Mhm.
without a lot of anxiety. So
Yes,
it's
because
great.
people,
Yeah.
right, people know, we talked about it. Video is one of the best ways to make content and get engagement and everything. But people are hesitant. Oh, I gotta my hair gotta be right. I gotta makeup. I gotta have the right clothes. I gotta have the right
Mm-hmm.
lighting. I have the background. There's so many this. And Instagram's like, look, just go over here
Do it.
to the sandbox
Yeah. Just do it.
and sit there, just you and me. I won't be looking. Instagram says I'm not gonna look. And then when you publish it in the sandbox, I'll analyze it for you. Is this good? Yeah. Publish it. If it's you don't like it, no. Put it in the archive. So
There
there
you
you go.
go.
Instagram is always trying to help. People are just mad. So there's a few more from Instagram. They're adding new features to broadcast channels. I said earlier the broadcast channel is kind of like the Substack. It's a private community where you share posts with this
Okay.
group. They don't respond. It's broadcast. You get to put your content in there and say, hey guys, blah 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 blah. What do you think? You can put polls in there that people can respond to, but they can't comment. There's no commenting from the group. That's the broadcast channels. So they're just doing some updates. There you can do an IG live in there now. You
Oh.
couldn't do that before. You could start a live stream inside of there. They're also adding custom themes for broadcast channels, so you could add any picture you want as the background for your chat. That is like Telegram. Uh, Channel owners can also choose which emojis their community can and can't react with, and it's also adding QR codes that connect people back to your channel. So they're doing a
Uh-huh.
lot of things to get people to use the broadcast channels, which is a private chat, private community within Instagram. And one more from Instagram, they are testing text overlays and image formatting within a carousel post. Now let's talk about
What
that.
does that mean?
A carousel post is you put image, you go to Instagram, you
It's
hit the
like a
plus,
slideshow. I
a
get that.
slideshow up to, I think it's up to 15 now. But
Okay.
it's like an image, you have to create it. You create it outside in Canva or whoever,
Oh,
and then
okay.
you bring it in. Once you post it, you can't edit it. Well, now they're saying that you can. So when you bring it in, you'll be able to you can bring, say you go to Canva and make something, a picture, but you don't put the
Mhm.
text in Canva. You can
Yes.
go over to Instagram, bring in the slides, and then put the text you want over it
No.
inside of Instagram. You can't do that now. So they
Okay.
have a text option with the carousel composer that enables you to add captions that are overlaid on the image. You can also choose different presentation formats. That's the sizes. You can have original size, a portrait size, a square size.
Mhm.
Once the images are resized, they maintain that format within the carousel. So that's really what it is, that you're making you got stuff on your camera roll,
Mhm.
or you went to Canva or whatever you use to make graphics, and you bring them into Instagram without text.
Mhm.
Instagram says, "Hey, you're uploading a carousel. Here, you can put text on it. You can do this. You can do that." So again, why use Instagram and not Canva? Use Instagram, not Canva. So that's what they're
Gotcha.
doing. One more from two more about Threads. Threads is testing a hashtag display. Threads will let you do a hashtag, but they take away the hash pound sign. It's just
Mhm.
words, but it's like a link. So now they're
Okay.
testing putting the pound sign back in front of it because people are confused. They're like,
I would think that would be
right, a
confusing.
hashtag has this in front of it
Yes.
everywhere, not
Mhm.
on Threads. They remove it, and then people
Mhm.
are like, "That's stupid." So Threads is like, "Okay, we'll
Because it's
test."
like a universal sign.
It
I
just looks like a link in Threads. It just looks
yeah.
like a link to a website, which confuses people. So they don't want to
Mhm.
confuse you.
Thank
And
you.
another one from Threads, you can customize your For You feed by using swipes. Like you can swipe right on a post to like it, or swipe left to not like it. So
Oh.
those are the things, swipe gestures on posts on the mobile version only. Because remember, desktop Threads has a desktop version.
Mhm.
And one more, yeah, one more. WhatsApp. Meta adds AI powers feature to WhatsApp business
Oh
app.
Lord.
They're testing AI powered customer support, which will automatically answer customer queries related
Oh.
to the catalog or frequently asked questions.
Mhm.
So right now they're testing it in India and Singapore and Brazil.
Mhm.
So they are it's going to clearly say that it's AI generated messages, so customers know that they are not talking to a representative, like a person. It's
Yes.
going to say this is AI generated, however they say it. So
Please be
they're going to have
apprised that this is AI generated. How can we help you?
yes. So it's going to be, say you're asleep, but you still running WhatsApp for business queries
Mhm.
and things. 'Cause questions are coming in from another country, but you're asleep. Well, the AI will answer the question for them or whatever it is, and you set it up, but it will say, "Hey, this is AI generate whatever
Hey,
they say,"
hey, this is June, your AI assistant.
and it's for business. Because remember, all of these tools are going to allow you to run a business 24/7, but you
Wow.
don't have to be up 24/7. Because
I
humans,
love
we
it.
gotta sleep. We gotta take a break. We gotta sleep. We gotta do all those good things. Okay, so
Mhm.
AI to the rescue. And that's your social media news update for this week.
Oh my that, that was quite a bit. I think my takeaway today was Sora. I am definitely going to go over there. Sora AI
Well,
video.
it's not available. It's just they're talking about it. And
It's
Ashton Kutcher has availability because he's in the beta test.
so I have a question then.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
Hold on a minute. Let me see. I went
Hmm.
here and hold on. And
Okay.
this is what I see. What is this?
That's not Sora. That's
This is
something
not
else.
Sora.
I don't think that's it because it's OpenAI. I don't see OpenAI there.
Okay. But is that how we spell it? So
Yeah, SORA, but
okay.
it's OpenAI, not That's something else.
That's something
That's by
else.
some company. A reading app for students by Overdrive. I see a whole bunch of things that say Sora.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me go. Okay. Let me show you. This is what
Yeah, please.
Sora's not available. Let me show you what it is. It has to be
Okay.
from OpenAI.
Let me,
And I'm going to show you the page. This is what it is.
okay.
This is the page. Creating video from text. Sora is an AI model that can create realistic and imaginative scenes from text instructions. Only have a technical report. There's nowhere to sign. There's nowhere to get it. It's
Gotcha.
just examples. It's to come. Ashton Kutcher has
Oh,
access
and
to
I
it.
see these images here. They took these images and they created another little landing page. Okay, I get it. So this comes under Sora AI or what?
It's under OpenAI. It has to be from the company OpenAI.
OpenAI. Okay.
So other people are just taking
Yeah.
Sora and just, oh, well, we're gonna. No, it has to be OpenAI. So you can see when you go to this page, it
Uh-huh.
has some examples of the video, and this is all text,
Gotcha. Wow.
all text, and it's not available.
Okay.
They're saying maybe next year, but Ashton Kutcher
He
has
has
access.
he has the beta, he said.
Yeah, because he's one of those tech guys. But this is it.
Wow,
All
this is
videos on this
amazing.
page were generated directly by Sora without modification. This is literally a box, a window that says type in your what kind of movie do you want to make, and you type in the text and it makes the movie.
And it
That's
starts
it.
generating the
That's
images.
it. The way that Chat GPT works is the way that Sora will work.
Beautiful.
So yeah, SORA from
These are
OpenAI.
exciting times. I love it. I love the
Yeah.
idea.
So I gotta read that. I gotta finish reading that Ashton Kutcher story because
Uh-huh.
Hollywood ripped him. They are like, how dare you? What about the workers? What
Well,
about them?
fear is everywhere. So, you just have to wrap your mind around it. And
Yeah, it's the same when remember when radio, everybody had a radio. What was it, 1920, whatever, and they had the
Mhm.
radio. There was no TV in 1920.
Mm-mm.
1950, here comes the TV. Oh, what happened to the radio people? What
Not
happened
only
to them?
that, they told you it was going to warp the minds of children. Remember?
What happened to the radio people? We still have radio. We
Mm-hmm.
still have it, but we have the serious
We have podcasts. We have
empire. Yes,
different ways
it's a
to,
shift.
yeah, to
So
have audio books, all kinds of wonderful things have
listen,
happened.
when I heard the story about Tyler Perry, he put a halt on all expansion
Mm-hmm.
of his land. That's
Now, see,
all.
but that's wisdom. I have to give it to him
Mhm.
because
Yes, he's very smart. Mhm.
a lot of people would have kept going. You know what I
He's
mean?
very smart. He said, wait a minute, hold up. Stop the presses, stop building, stop construction. There's no need anymore.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Think holodeck on Star Trek. That's the only thing I can tell you. Go if
Wow.
you don't know I'm talking about, type in holodeck, 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 Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
Watch. That's it. They stepped onto a white thing, a white stage, and there's a computer. The
Created a
one I remember
hologram.
was they wanted to recreate a 16th, 17th century ship.
Mm.
The
Mm-hmm.
the one with the sails and
Yes.
gotta have the crew that pulls the sail. They did that. And
Wow.
all they did was walk onto the set and say, whatever, I want to be on. And I forgot I got to go back and watch it, but he said something and the view changed. The scene changed to
Yeah.
them with the hats, with
Oh, the
the
costumes, everything.
costume, the uniform. They had a deck, they had everything.
So it simulated
The
the
sky,
actual
the
time
wind, the birds,
and
the
environment. Yeah.
seagulls, the sound of the ocean, everything. and all they did was step on. They didn't change their clothes. They had on whatever they had on, and the scene changed to that. So that is what it's going to be.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love
So,
it.
so
Well,
you wanna know what's coming? Watch Star Trek.
go back and watch
Not
this
the
too.
and you can watch the old TV show if you want, but I would say the movies with
Oh,
Captain Kirk, and then the ones with my guy Captain Picard. I forgot his name, the actor, the with the bald head. Watch those.
mm-hmm.
Just watch them and just go. Okay, it's coming.
Wow. Well,
That's
TJ,
it.
I'm excited.
I am.
I'm
I
looking
am too.
forward to seeing more, and I'm looking forward to watching to see what young
Well,
people are going to come up with. You know,
yeah,
the,
and we'll talk about it here. I mean, that's what I'm saying. You want to come here, we'll talk about it here. And if you have fears, let me know. We need to talk about it. I mean,
we
because
need to
I just see
dispel
what's
those
being
things.
saying online. I just go by what I see people saying online about the fears and the
Yeah,
things. But if someone here has some valid, you're really concerned, come here and let us know. We'll talk about it.
there you go. So, with that, we want to remind everybody that we appreciate all that you do. Dr. Tachi is on location. We want
Mm-hmm.
to encourage you to watch Indie Soup Media TV.
Mm-hmm.
And also, we want to encourage you that if you have marketing concerns for your business, we encourage you to contact Terry Johnson online everywhere.
Yep. Terry Johnson online everywhere. Whatever your favorite social media platform.
Okay, and get some help. Also, if you're looking to take the hassle out of your hustle, BizChicks is here for you. You can contact us through bizchicks.net, or you can actually join BizChicks by texting biz to 33777. We thank you for your time, and we look forward to hearing from you. And we want to remind you it's okay to make money in your business, so go to the front of your line. Have a great day. Bye bye,
Bye,
everyone.
everybody. Thanks for
Thank you,
watching.
TJ.
You're welcome. Bye, everybody. Have a good weekend.
Bye bye.